You become what you visualize every day. Block 1, the spark that ignites the infinite. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, endless ocean. The waves crash before you, relentless, carrying whispers of possibility from horizons you cannot yet see. The wind brushes against your skin, urging you forward, while the weight of the world tries to anchor you to the shore. This is your life. Right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but this very moment. A moment where everything you've ever dreamed of is waiting, not out there in the water, but within you, within your mind, within the images you hold, the thoughts you nurture, the visions you dare to embrace. You are not a bystander in your own story. You are the creator, the architect, the sculptor of your destiny, and the secret to unlocking it all. You become what you visualize every day. This isn't just a catchy phrase or a fleeting burst of inspiration. It's a universal law, as real as gravity, as constant as the stars. Bob Proctor, a man who spent decades unraveling the mysteries of human potential, understood this better than most. He taught us that the mind is not a passive vessel, but a dynamic force, a canvas where every thought paints a stroke, every belief shapes a form, every vision carves a path. The greatest minds in history knew this. Thomas Edison didn't just stumble upon the light bulb. He saw it in his mind long before his hands crafted it. Walt Disney didn't build an empire by accident. He dreamed of a world where imagination had no limits, and he held that vision until it became reality. They didn't wait for permission or perfect conditions. They visualized relentlessly, obsessively, until the world bent to their will. But what does it mean to visualize? It's not daydreaming. It's not wishful thinking. It's not hoping for a miracle while you sit idly by. Visualization is the act of seeing with such clarity, feeling with such intensity, and believing with such conviction that the image in your mind becomes more real than the world around you. It's stepping into the future you want, not as a distant hope, but as a living, breathing reality you inhabit right now. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. Feed it the right images, and it will move mountains to make them true. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed. Some seeds grow into towering trees of possibility. Others sprout weeds that choke your potential. Most people let their garden grow wild, overrun by fear, doubt, and distraction. They visualize failure without even realizing it, picturing worst-case scenarios, replaying mistakes, dwelling on what could go wrong. And the universe, ever obedient, delivers exactly what they see, but you have a choice. You can tend your garden with intention. You can plant seeds of greatness, water them with belief, and cultivate them with action. You can visualize a life so extraordinary that it pulls you toward it like a magnet. Consider Henry Ford. When he envisioned a car for every family, the world laughed. Impossible, they said, a fantasy for the rich. But Ford didn't see their skepticism. He saw assembly lines, affordable vehicles, and a nation on wheels. He held that vision so fiercely that it reshaped an entire industry. His mind didn't bend to the world's limits. The world bent to his vision. That's the power you hold. Right now. Not when you're ready, not when the timing's perfect, not when you've earned it. Now. But here's the hard truth. Most people never tap into this power. They drift through life, reacting to circumstances, letting the world dictate their thoughts. They see what's in front of them, bills, setbacks, routines, and mistake it for reality. But reality isn't what's in front of you. Reality is what you create in your mind. The job you have, the money in your bank account, the relationships you nurture, they're all reflections of the images you've held consistently in your thoughts. If you want to change your world, you don't start with your circumstances. You start with your vision. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the life you want. Not the life you think you can have, but the one you were born to live. See it in A vivid detail, the home you wake up in, the work that sets your soul on fire, the people who surround you with love and inspiration. Feel the emotions of that life, the joy, the freedom, the purpose. This isn't fantasy. This is the blueprint of your future. The more you visit this vision, the more real it becomes. The more you feel it, the faster it manifests. This is where transformation begins, not in the world, but in the sacred space of your mind. Block 2, the fire of belief, but vision alone isn't enough. A picture without belief is like a ship without a sail, beautiful, but adrift. Belief is the force that breathes life into your vision. It's the conviction that what you see is not just possible, but inevitable. Bob Proctor often said, "You don't get what you want, you get what you believe." And he was right. The world doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your certainty. Think of Abraham Lincoln, born into poverty, mocked for his appearance and defeated in nearly every election he entered. Lincoln could have surrendered to the world's judgment, but he didn't. He believed in a vision of a united nation, free from the chains of slavery. He held that belief through failure after failure, through criticism and heartbreak, until it became the cornerstone of his legacy. His belief didn't just shape his life, it shaped history. Belief is not blind optimism. It's not pretending everything's fine when it's not. It's a deep, unshakable knowing that you are capable of more than you've been told, more than you've been shown, more than you've yet achieved. It's looking at your current reality, your struggles, your doubts, your limitations, and saying, "This is not my destiny, this is just my starting point." But belief doesn't come easy. It's forged in the fire of decision. You must decide who you are and what you're capable of. You must decide to stop listening to the voices that say you're not enough, whether they come from others or from within. The moment you decide to believe in your vision, you set in motion a chain of events that the universe cannot ignore. Opportunities appear, people show up, resources align, not by magic, but by the magnetic pull of your conviction. So, ask yourself, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe you're destined for mediocrity? Or do you believe you're meant for greatness? Do you believe your past defines you? Or do you believe your future is yours to create? Your beliefs are the lens through which you see the world. Change the lens, and you change everything. This is where most people falter. They want the life, but they don't want the work of believing. They want the success, but they cling to the comfort of doubt. Doubt feels safe, it's familiar, it protects you from disappointment, but it also keeps you small. To believe is to risk. It's to stand naked before your dreams and say, "I am worthy of this." It's to face the fear of failure and choose to move forward anyway. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, abused, and told she'd never amount to anything, she could have believed the world's verdict, but she didn't. She believed in her voice, her vision, her ability to touch lives. She visualized a platform that would inspire millions, and she held that belief until it became her reality. She didn't wait for the world to believe in her. She believed in herself first, and that made all the difference. Your belief is your power. It's the spark that turns a fleeting thought into an unstoppable force. But it's not enough to believe once and call it done. Belief is a daily practice. It's choosing every morning to see yourself as the person you're becoming, not the person you've been. It's returning to your vision again and again until it's etched into your soul. When you believe with every fiber of your being, the universe has no choice but to respond. Block 3. The clarity of purpose. Now let's talk about clarity. A vision without clarity is like a map without a destination. It might inspire you, but it won't get you anywhere. Clarity is the lens that sharpens your vision, the compass that guides your steps. It's knowing not just what you want, but why you want it. It's understanding the deeper purpose that fuels your drive. Bob Proctor often spoke of the importance of a definite purpose. He believed that most people drift through life because they've never asked themselves, what do I really want? Why am I here? Without a clear answer, you're like a ship sailing in circles, caught in the currents of someone else's agenda. But when you define your purpose, everything changes. Your vision becomes a mission, your actions gain meaning, your life takes on a momentum that nothing can stop. Think of Walt Disney again. His purpose wasn't just to make cartoons, it was to create joy, to spark imagination, to build a world where dreams come alive. That clarity guided every decision he made, from sketching Mickey Mouse to building Disneyland. He didn't just visualize success, he visualized a legacy, and that's what made his vision unstoppable. Clarity begins with questions. What sets your soul on fire? What would you do if money, time, or fear were no obstacle? What mark do you want to leave on the world? These aren't questions to answer lightly. They demand introspection, honesty, and courage. Most people avoid them because they're afraid of what they'll find or what they won't, but you can't afford to shy away. Your purpose is the heartbeat of your vision. Without it, your dreams are just fleeting thoughts. Once you have clarity, everything aligns. Your decisions become simpler because you know what serves your purpose and what doesn't. Your time becomes sacred because you're no longer wasting it on distractions. Your energy becomes focused because you're not chasing someone else's definition of success. Clarity doesn't just give you direction, it gives you power, but clarity isn't a one-time revelation. It's a muscle you build. Life will throw obstacles at you, doubt, failure, rejection, and they'll cloud your vision if you let them. That's why you must return to your purpose every day. Write it down, speak it aloud, visualize it with such vividness that it feels more real than the challenges you face. When you anchor yourself in clarity, no storm can knock you off course. Look at Elon Musk. His purpose isn't just to build cars or rockets. It's to make humanity a multi-planetary species, to push the boundaries of what's possible. That clarity drives him through setbacks, criticism, and impossible odds. It's not about the money or the fame. It's about a vision so clear, so compelling, that it pulls him forward no matter what. That's the power of purpose. That's the power you can claim. Block 4. The discipline of action. Vision, belief, and clarity are the foundation, but they mean nothing without action. Action is the bridge between your inner world and the outer reality. It's the courage to take the first step, even when the path is unclear. It's the discipline to keep moving, even when the results aren't immediate. Bob Proctor said, "You don't get what you want by sitting still." He was right. The universe doesn't reward dreamers. It rewards doers. Think of J.K. Rowling. When she wrote Harry Potter, she was a single mother living on welfare, rejected by publisher after publisher. But she didn't just visualize a world of wizards and magic. She acted on it. She wrote every day, pouring her soul into her story, even when no one believed in it. Her discipline turned a vision into a global phenomenon. That's what action does. It turns the invisible into the tangible. But action isn't just about hustle. It's about aligned action, steps that serve your vision, guided by your purpose. Most people act out of fear or desperation, chasing quick fixes or shiny distractions. That's not action, that's chaos. True action is deliberate, focused, and consistent. It's showing up every day, even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when the world tells you to quit. Discipline is the key. It's not glamorous. It's not always exciting. It's getting up early to work on your dream while the world sleeps. It's saying no to distractions that pull you off course. It's doing the hard things, the boring things, the things no one sees, because you know they're building the future you visualize. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. And here's the secret. Action fuels belief. Every step you take, no matter how small, reinforces your vision. It tells your mind, this is real, this is happening. Each action is a vote for the person you're becoming. And as you act, the universe responds. Doors open, opportunities arise, not because you're lucky, but because you're moving in harmony with your vision. But action requires courage. It means facing failure, rejection, and uncertainty. It means stepping into the unknown, trusting that your vision will guide you. Look at Steve Jobs. When he was ousted from Apple, the company he built, he could have given up. But he acted on his belief in innovation, in beauty, in excellence. He founded Pixar, created Next, and eventually returned to Apple to revolutionize the world. His actions weren't just steps, they were leaps of faith. You don't need to know every step of the journey. You just need to take the next one. Trust your vision, trust your purpose, trust yourself, and act. Today, not tomorrow. Not when you're ready. Now. Block 5. The power of gratitude and resilience. As you move forward, there's another force that amplifies your vision. Gratitude. It sounds simple, almost trivial, but gratitude is the alchemy that transforms your perspective. It's not just about being thankful for what you have. It's about seeing the abundance in every moment, even the struggles. Bob Proctor taught that gratitude aligns you with the frequency of success. When you're grateful, you attract more to be grateful for. Think of Nelson Mandela. Imprisoned for 27 years, he could have drowned in bitterness. But he chose gratitude for his purpose, for his resilience, for the chance to fight for freedom. That gratitude didn't just sustain him, it transformed him into a symbol of hope. It kept his vision alive through the darkest of times. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. It reminds you that every challenge is a lesson, every setback a setup for a comeback. When you're grateful, you don't just see obstacles, you see opportunities. You don't just feel pain, you feel growth. You don't just dream, you live your dream in every moment. But gratitude alone isn't enough. You need resilience, the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times you fall. The path to your vision isn't a straight line. It's a winding road, full of detours, dead ends, and storms. Resilience is what keeps you moving when the world tells you to stop. It's what kept Thomas Edison experimenting through thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb. It's what kept Maya Angelou writing through poverty, trauma, and rejection. It's what keeps you going when everything feels impossible. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable, it's about being unbreakable in spirit. It's knowing that every failure is a teacher, every rejection a redirection, every obstacle a chance to grow stronger. When you visualize your success every day, you build a resilience that nothing can shake. You see the setbacks as temporary, the challenges as fuel, the doubts as mere whispers in the face of your purpose. And here's the beauty of it. Gratitude and resilience work together. Gratitude keeps your heart open. Resilience keeps your feet moving. Together they make you unstoppable. They turn your vision from a distant dream into a living reality. Block 6. The climax of creation. Now, stand at the edge of your ocean again. The waves are still crashing, but now you see them differently. They're not barriers, they're invitations. They're calling you to dive in, to swim toward the horizon, to claim the life you visualized every day. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. You are the creator of your reality. Every image you hold in your mind, every belief you nurture, every action you take, it's all shaping the world you live in. You become what you visualize every day, not sometimes, not when it's easy, every single day. Look at the giants who came before you, Andrew Carnegie, who visualized an empire of steel from a telegraph operator's desk. Serena Williams, who saw herself as a champion long before she held a trophy. They didn't just dream. They lived their dreams in their minds until the world had no choice but to catch up. That's your power. That's your birthright. So, what will you visualize today? Will you see a life of limits or a life of infinite possibility? Will you see fear or will you see courage? Will you see failure or will you see the stepping stones to greatness? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. Start now. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live. Feel it. Believe it. Act on it. Let gratitude fill your heart and resilience steel your spine. The universe is waiting not to judge you, but to reflect you. Show it who you are. Show it what you see, and watch it become real. You are not here to drift. You are not here to settle. You are here to create, to inspire, to transform. You are here to become what you visualize every day. So, visualize boldly. Believe fiercely, act relentlessly, and never, ever stop. The world is waiting for you to shine.